This caution is there.
This would be perfect for him because he's pitted already, and he was on pit lane already, and all those guys are going to come in a pit, so this should put him in front. I saw something fly up in the air.
It's off of Sam Hornish.
Was that a tire?
Looks like it.
That was a
Looks
tire.
Like a right rear.
Yeah. And there it was.
Montoya
was coming.
So don't forget, Montoya now is going to take advantage of that. He'll get the lucky dog.
And look how it's torn the side. Absolutely.
Man.
And that foam, you see that foam coming up? That's the foam I spoke of a minute ago. The foam that I spoke about a minute ago in the side of Ryan Newman's car that keeps the side from caving in. As that tire comes apart, it just rips that foam apart.
Boy, I don't know what that is hanging there underneath the car. Right under. It looked like it was important, though. Whatever it was.
It's like when you put it together, you have that piece left over. He was running 10th, Matt, on the 77.
Drew Blickensderfer talking to the Goodyear engineers about the right rear tire that came off the 17. Much like it was in practice when he had the issue, the center section chunked out in huge long strips about 5 to 6 inches. And they are still talking over, but this was the concern that some teams had after seeing some of the tire issues from practice. The 9 also had some blading on the left front 2 stops ago. Third in line in the yellow car. Hasn't gone to victory lane since last November here in Florida, South Florida. He's been on a roll, though, 3 top 5s in the last 6 races. This car was so good in practice, he quit early.
But
there's a crash on the racetrack.
On the backstretch. Big problems going down towards turn number 3. A lot of cars involved. Rudiman is in that. Gilliland is in there. Boyer. You see the 43 of Sorensen, the 83 of Vickers. There's Rudiman. Dale Jr. caught up in it as well. Smoke just pouring out of the 88.
And this is, we talk about this racetrack all the time. The big accidents at Daytona happen almost always in the middle of the backstretch. Guys jockeying for position, inside, outside, and you just don't clear somebody or you clip somebody and you force somebody into a wall, and then it's a chain reaction because you got no place to go and you can't see.
Reed Sorensen in the 43.
Here they are in a straight line. Not even sure where this one starts. You see the 12 car.
Wow.
He gets tapped. He gets into the back. It's like Casey gets in the back of him.
Yeah. And that's what happens with these cars sometimes. If you're not dead straight when you're hitting the guy in front of you bump drafting, you're going to turn them straight into the wall.
And you saw the 00 turn to the outside. Well, obviously, he got hit in the back and turned the opposite way by somebody. Now, look at that. You can see nothing. From where we were sitting right there, you could see, from there, you could see nothing back all the way to turn 2.
Yeah, Casey definitely got into the 12, didn't he? Watch Rudiman in the 00 come around.
Yeah, well, at this point.
Right. Oh, man.
At this point, when you're behind something like that happened, all you can do is look straight, hold the steering wheel straight, get out of the gas, and hope you don't get run into or you run into somebody. There's not a whole lot you can do in this situation.
And the thing is, the accident started. Here's what happens with accidents at Daytona and places like this. You see these guys still piling into the wreck down here. There were almost 3 wrecks there, okay? You had the first wreck. You had the 12 and the 9 get together. All right, then the 00 gets turned into the outside wall, starts another wreck. As those cars come out of the smoke on the other side, they continue to run into each other down in turn 3. That spread over about a mile and a half or a mile of the racetrack.
And what happened was when Casey was not squared up with the 12, when he hit him, the 12 was over just a little bit. It wasn't a flat square shot, and that's what turns the car to the right.
Inside the 6 door.
And watch Junior.
Clear.
He can't do nothing. He's holding it straight. Runs into something. There's nothing you can do about it. Most of it's luck if you get through one of these wrecks.
And that's why Wally and I said earlier, there is no safe place in this pack. There is no safe place at the back. There is no safe place at the front.
Speaking of luck, watch this one.
Just gets it straight.
Just gets by. Now Junior's right behind him, and it closes up. And that's how quick it closes up. It closes up within a car length.
I'll tell you another one who was lucky was David Reagan, because when Rudiman comes back across the center of the racetrack, Rudiman almost drills him right in the door. It just disappears too fast.
When you're sitting in the race car, how many times have you closed your left eye or your right eye and grit your teeth? Because that's how you know it's that close.
And I always like when the crew chief and the guys come on and say, "Great job of driving," and you never move the wheel.
Yeah,
you never move the wheel.
But you took
never
all the credit.
But you take all the credit
on
There's
that
plenty
one.
of times the crew chief says, "What were you thinking?"
Yeah.
What?
As to why Tony's hugging that yellow line more than anything else. Don't you guys agree?
Certainly, that explains it, Marty. I mean, if that's why he's choosing it, because he's too loose on the high side, then exactly. Especially on the restart. Up, we got the 0-0 in the wall.
Oh, David,
Clear down, all the way down.
And he's been kind of having some issues. I saw him
on the outside there, outside. Right front blue.
I saw him struggling when they went back to green.
But we saw that car. That car was torn all to pieces.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
It was
with going
good
back.
before that, though.
Yeah, but that's the problem with going back out on the racetrack. This is what we were talking about earlier. These cars that go back out, you come in, you try to fix these things, not get a lap down, try to fix them. And like you said must have cut a right front tire. You see the car, it's humming along there. Everything looks good. He's turning down, coming down the racetrack.
Oh,
boom. The fender comes up. He blows the right front tire because probably the tire's rubbing on something internally that you don't see from the outside.
Either that, or even if, like you said, once you wreck one of these cars, it's never going to be perfect. It changes the handling and the way these tires are getting in the racetrack, so it just throws everything off, and you have a wear problem somewhere. That can happen as well.
Bad break for him. Good break for the 26 of Jamie McMurray.
26 car. Yeah, he just pitted, 3 or 4 laps ago?
Yeah.
Now, will he come down pit road because there's trash on the racetrack, or will he stay out? Because he's only got 3 or 4 laps on that set of tires.
Denny Hamlin's radio said that he's extremely tight. The car has been loose for much of the night. He radioed Mike Ford. I might have a right front going down. You heard the voice of Curtis Markham, former driver. Now Denny Hamlin spotter, trying to do what he could do to see the right front tire, but obviously still Kurt Busch and David Reagan.
There goes the splitter.
I thought they were going to get together a little earlier. They almost had a big problem. They waited a little while longer, and then finally.
And I'll tell you what, I will be surprised if the
Yeah,
11's,
we might have some.
if the 11's right front isn't down to the cords.
Yeah, because he's hammered it this last time. He hasn't used it. Up front, he's been able to just run his race. Now he's been forced to run somebody else's race.
Let's take a look here at the 6 car. You have to. It's just, man, it's hard.
Kurt's had his handful.
Well, Kurt has been all over that car the last couple laps. But that's just, you got 3 or 4 cars there. They're all moving around, and I mean moving around. It's hard to explain how much these cars are moving. He's got 4 wide there. And David looks like he's trying to come up. He thought maybe he was clear.
Yeah.
So he kind of brought that one on himself a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say David. I think David thought he had a clear spot to get back up in front of Kurt and didn't realize it. But they're, like you said, they're 4 wide right there.
That's
what I mean? Here we've already had one big crash, and here these guys are running 4 wide down the middle of the back stretch. You think these guys don't drive hard every lap? But they're fighting for everything.
And as it gets closer to the end of the race, you'll see more. You're going to see more of this. You're going to see. It's not erratic, but you're just going to see these moves because everybody's trying to protect their real estate right now. You can't afford to get shuffled all the way to the back.
Wow. Kurt had saved it prior to that.
Yeah.
I thought that's when they were going to get together, and then
Kurt's been sideways the last 2 or 3 laps. He's been once he was in the middle, he's been sideways, and he was actually loose off the 2 right there, and he saved it.
And you see the flame shoot out of the 2 car. He let off as soon as he got into it. He let off. That's the flame coming out of that thing, and then you saw him jump back on it and then pop the flame back into it. See Montoya jump out of the line back there in the back, and then.
But this is where the wrecks start happening because now these guys are mirror driving more than they're looking out the windshield.
Yeah.
They're trying to block each other. Whoa!
oh man,
And all you're trying to keep that guy behind it. You don't. Oh,
there it is. Scott Speed, AJ Allmendinger.
Still outside. Stay in the gas.
Scott Speed in the Red Bull number 82.
And you just get to this point of the race, and you can just expect it because everybody is trying to protect their position. And if you look in the mirror, you see a guy has a run on you, you're going to turn in front of him and try to block it.
8th caution of the night. He was running in 15th.
Yes,
Yeah. And you know, they come up on him, he comes up the racetrack and runs right across the hood of Allmendinger's car. And it's just like Wally says. Early in the race, there's give and take. We're sitting here looking at 9 laps to go when they were coming by, 8 laps to go. There is no give, there's all take right here.
So the 44 had to check up a little bit. The 82 had a run. And he figured, you know what, I got enough run, I think I can clear him. And he's
26. But look at him sawing the wheel in there too, just being trapped in the middle groove.
And go ahead. 26 was coming too.
Yeah, 26 is coming and has no idea that the 82 is there. Has no idea that the closure rate is that fast. And when it closes, it's over with.
This is a great shot, I think. Watch how he misses the 44.
Stay low. Come on. No caution yet. Keep digging. Keep your foot in it.
The King is not actually riding along with him, but this is a great view of exactly what is going on and how hard he is working. He's going to earn a Whopper before the night is over.
Yeah, and don't forget, he's got a good handling car. Yes, and you can just see what he's doing. He's working on that steering wheel. That's a good handling race car. Hopefully tonight we'll find you a guy that's really struggling. But it's a lot of work. You see him going down into turn 3 here, and you'll see when you turn that wheel, it's not easy. You're struggling with that thing.
I got to be honest, when that Brandon content first started, I thought we were in car with Tony. Okay. Until I looked over there and saw your lips not moving, and I knew it wasn't a Godzilla movie. Okay, so we were okay.
Right. Yeah, Mark behind the wall right now, but we're watching Tony Stewart and Kyle talking about people's lips not moving. Tony Stewart's lips are not moving. You can see how well that car is handling. The first run, a little too tight spin on the track route.
Yeah, we do. It's Casey Mears, the same spot actually where we saw Mark.
Caution's out, Kyle. We spun off at 2.
Whoa.
Oh,
wow.
man, he had it saved. He had it saved.
I can't believe he jumped off the brake and let that thing roll.
Yeah, that's where you jump on the throttle.
Yeah,
at least.
And look, it's easy to sit up here and criticize, so let me say that. I apologize. But I really thought that when he was on the brake that the thing was going to stop, and then it just rolled off.
All right, I'm going to try to circle him. No, that's easy. I got to circle him. There he is. You do the next one, Kyle. Ooh. And you know what? That was one of those deals where we were talking about earlier. I think getting off of turn 2, the thing's just getting away from you. Watch, he's down on the bottom. No, actually the 12, but he's still, the 07 was going up, the 12 was coming down.
And I'm going to say something. He has it saved here. I think he's got a flat right front tire. But he let off right there. He just rolled it back. He does have a flat right front tire, but he just let that thing.
But you'll see that a lot in turn 2. I mean, you lose the nose.
Look at Strimmy just come down.
Yeah, but Strimmy did have he had a lot of racetrack there.
Casey was in 19th at the time.
I'm not sure Casey could have done a whole lot about that one.
No.
I got it. I don't got it.
Clear low behind 07 if you want it. 2 back to 2 by 2. Anything you need right now, all clear.
Wow.
That was a great angle. That really showed that the 12 car just took him off the racetrack and